Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire. GeoBoxing Empire. Back to boxing. Now, man, Daniel Jacobs has some big words to say about Canelo Alvarez, right? Now, Jacobs says Canelo's suspension shows he's not bigger than boxing, man. He basically talks about how Daniel Jacobs, Canelo Alvarez, he's one of the biggest superstars in boxing, and how they finally cracking down on the people who are on these performance enhancing drugs in boxing. Daniel Jacobs says it's rampant, and they're not doing enough to protect the clean fighters in boxing, and it's a really big deal that they're finally pitting the hammer on some of these fighters like Canelo Alvarez. Like I said, he's the biggest star in boxing, at least in North America. He's making the most money. That's active consistently. You can argue Mayweather or Pacquiao, but that's boring, at least in North America. That fights on a regular basis. Canelo Alvarez is, let's just say, one of the biggest names in boxing, and they're finally cracking down on this. And I agree with him, man. Now, Daniel Jacobs coming out and saying this is a really big deal. Now, if you guys didn't know, even he knows that people are on drugs, and he's been around the sport a while, and he's even worried about protecting the clean fighters and everything. And if you guys didn't know, Daniel Jacobs, he has an incredibly high knockout ratio. He's like one of the hardest hitters at middleweight. Now, you look at his record, and you see this guy, and he basically almost has all knockouts, man. And even he's worried about these performance-enhanced drug users. Now, he has 33 wins and 29 by knockout. That's almost everyone he's fought, besides four people, made the distance. So this is a really big deal when you got a guy with, a 80 or 90% knockout ratio talking about the drug problem in boxing, and even he sees it as a problem. And he's a power puncher. He's not like a pure boxer. He's a guy who knocks guys out, and they're not seeing the distance. He even admits the problem, and that's a really big deal when you got a guy who basically knocks everyone out, talking about these guys on drugs, giving them an unfair advantage. That creates a level playing field. He probably fought at least one or two guys, maybe inside or outside the ring, that it didn't make any sense. They were taking the shots too well. They were too quick. They recovered too fast. Maybe they got hit and recovered too quick. They when you box, your whole life, you could tell when some things are just unnatural and some things are not. You know, Daniel Jacobs knows this very well. He's a professional fighter, and it's crazy stuff, man. Right now, I'm gonna get into some quotes for you guys, man. Then Daniel Jacobs says, "I'm just grateful that they took the actions they took and did suspend him, and are making sure that he's not bigger than boxing." And when he says he means Canelo Alvarez, right? And letting him know that Jacob said during the interview, open workout. However, this long suspension is this long suspension is I have no idea yet. I'm just glad that this sport can be cleaned up. Like I said, we don't even know what's really going on, so I can't really say much. And he says, no, one more other quote. Now, guys, know Canelo, said Jacobs, who's probably considered one of the biggest superstars in our sport at the time. He's not exempt from being penalized. Then no one is. And I know that put a mark inside the sport of boxing. I'm very grateful to that. It sucks for the sport of boxing that these guys can still finagle their way and cheat and do all the different things to make themselves better, Jacob said. It sucks. All I can do is be the best I can be natural, let my skills speak for themselves. So there you guys have it, man. Daniel Jacobs even admits the problems in boxing, and he admits that finally someone's gonna put the hammer down on one of these top superstar guys and let them know that it doesn't matter who you are. You cheat, you get penalized. The thing is about boxing is sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes when you're too big, the media talking about you in a negative manner, it's good for business. It's good for business. A lot of people are gonna be clicking on it. Everyone's gonna know about it. Everyone's gonna be talking about it. Everything that has your name in it, if you're a big name, is gonna be a headline. And eventually they're gonna start scrutinizing you just because you're relevant. You're relevant, right? Canelo Alvarez is in the situation now where he's such a big superstar that when he sort of felt this test, it became really profitable to talk about this guy, and that's what's happening right now with Canelo Alvarez. he messed up, and now everyone they're still talking about him. And if you guys didn't know, Oscar De La Hoya, he got caught with some footage. I guess some Instagram models threatened Oscar De La Hoya to extort him for some money because they had him doing some things on camera, some sexual things that like were putting things in his butt and all kind of weird stuff, all kind of crazy stuff, man. I'll link it in the description. There's all kind of weird stuff that Oscar De La Hoya is doing, man. Some deviant acts, and it's not looking good for Golden Boy right now. It's not looking good for Canelo right now, and it's a bad look for them right now. I mean, it's on down right now. So I'm not too sure how long Canelo's gonna be with Golden Boy. I heard his contract was almost up anyway, and now he's definitely gonna walk away from Golden Boy after these statements come out. I'm not sure he's gonna go to, but I mean, at this stage in his career, he's probably gonna have to go to Al Heyman, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Why? Al Heyman has the best fighters. They have, oh man, Robchenko. I mean, they have somebody that's Triple G's mandatory. The guy's name. The guy has like 12 wins, 10 knockouts. They got Jamal Charlo under him. They got Daniel Jacobs under him. They've got most middleweights that really relevant under Al Heyman. I mean, unless the guy wants to go to Arum, I don't see any fighters that Arum has in middleweight or junior middleweight. I really don't see what he can do with Arum at this point in his career, right? Now, Golden Boy, they only have one more fighter left at 154 with the WBO title, Saddam Ali, and that's about it. That's something they really got going for them. Everything else is just Al Heyman and Frank Warren. They have Billy Joe Saunders over there with one of the titles, but for the most part, man, the water is deep without Heyman, man. Sometimes it's not. It's not about how many. It's not about the quality of opponents. It's about how many opponents. And Al Heyman's. I mean, he has so many fighters. It's like an ocean over there. Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum have like a puddle going. You know what I mean? So let me know how you guys feel about it, man. He has some tough words for Canelo Alvarez. So Daniel Jacobs has some tough words for Canelo Alvarez. No superstars above boxing, man. That's what he said. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is The Empire. Geolastic Empire. Peace.